So 3 facts that could change this election, let alone many elections going forward. Put together actually by one of our viewers, Tom. He's known as I Have No Bias on our website, and he will put this up on our website as well, if he hasn't done so already. Number 1, over 70%, by the way, Tom didn't make up these facts. He found these facts, and he has sources for all of them. And we've covered a lot of this on the show before. Over 70% of our national debt created by 3 Republican presidents. Over 70% of our national debt. Oh, these Democrats, they are not fiscally responsible. They're way overspending. Really? Who created the national debt? Just 3 Republican presidents. Over 70%. Okay. Point number 2. Larry Bartels out of Princeton University. We had him on the show. We did a great interview with him. And he points out that according to his research, working poor families grew 6 times as fast when Democrats held the White House than when Republicans did. 6 times as fast. Now, that's working poor, right? How about the rich? The rich do almost exactly the same under Democrats and Republicans. Even when the Republicans are trying to help them, the Democrats improve the economy enough, apparently, that they do about the same, right? And how about the middle class, though? The middle class is okay, yeah, Democrats help the poor. I got it. They go 6 times as much. Who cares about the poor? How about me? I'm the middle class. Me. Okay, well, that's interesting. Real middle class wage growth is double when there is a Democratic president as opposed to a Republican president. Double. Now, if you're in the middle class, or if you're part of the working poor, how mental do you have to be to vote for a Republican president? Now, you can say, hey, look, I don't believe Larry Bartels' research, and I'm going to show you why it's wrong. Have at it, Hoss. I'd love to see it, okay? But until they can show that that is not true, you'd have to be mental to vote for a Republican. Unless you're super rich and, you run Chiquita bananas and you think, well, I'm going to fund terrorists and the Republicans are going to let me get away with it. Okay, then I see it. If you work for Halliburton, you work for ExxonMobil, then I see it. But if you're not part of that group and you're super rich, I still don't see it. A growing economy where the poor and the middle class are doing better, turns out helps the rich as well. It's called capitalism. Look into it. Without people jerry-rigging the system in favor of the specific rich who've been giving money to the Republicans and to the Democrats. Don't get me wrong. It's not like the Democrats are totally innocent on this stuff. But so far, it's been the Republicans who have been abusing it, certainly as of late. Now, point number 3. And this is particularly relevant to this election. Under Obama's tax plan, 90% of Americans would get a bigger tax cut than under McCain's plan. Now, the 10% that's the richest, yes, they get a tremendous tax cut under McCain. If you're making over $2.9 million, you're going to get a $1 million tax cut from John McCain. Now, so if you're making over $3 million and you want to vote for John McCain, I get it. Hey, look, I don't agree with you, and I think you're acting out of self-interest, but I understand your motivation, right? But if you're part of the 90% of Americans that don't make that kind of money, then Obama is going to give you a bigger tax cut. Now, do I agree with that plan? I don't. We've talked about this on the show before. I think we have way too many tax cuts, and we're building the national debt, and we don't have a way to pay for it. So I don't even agree with Obama's tax cuts. But whether I agree with it or don't agree with it, next time you hear someone on television saying, if you want tax cuts, you go with McCain, that's not true. They're talking about the top 10%. The bottom 90%, that's all of us, right? Unless some of you out there are super rich, in which case, God bless your heart. But the rest of us pay less taxes. If you want a tax cut, you go vote for Obama. Now, did you hear that on TV? You didn't hear that, did you? Huh, interesting. Strange how they don't report any of these things on TV. If the American people knew this stuff, I wonder maybe if they would vote for a Democrat. Maybe it wouldn't be close. Got to keep it close.